What's happening, Carolina fans? Welcome to Two Fans in the Stands, a podcast related to all things Carolina Panthers and North Carolina Tar Heels. I'm your co-host Tony.
And I'm your co-host CJ.
Let's go. CJ, what's happening, cuzzo? How you feeling this morning?
Feeling good, but you hear that noise?
What
You hear that
what
noise?
noise? What noise?
You don't hear that noise of a let me
Tell me what
see.
can you
I wanna
describe it? Can you
it
put your finger on
sounds
it?
it sounds like
Uh-huh.
maybe
Uh-huh.
like a Mac or oh god, I can't
Peterbilt? You
think
think it's a
of a Ford
Peterbilt?
Peterbilt. I don't know, but all I'm hearing is beep 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 beep. You know, and so I looked at my phone
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and I
Talk
got a
about it.
report from I got a report from WSOC,
Yeah.
and they showed the camera, from Chopper 9
Uh-huh.
over Bank of America Stadium, and it was a bunch of moving trucks.
Oh, but
Yeah, there's a bunch of moving trucks on Mint Street lined up
oh
around the stadium,
god.
and on the side of the
Oh
trucks
god.
it said, "Pack it up and get ready for 2023."
Oh god. Oh god.
Oh, man.
Oh
Hey, I'm
man.
sorry. I had to
No.
start this one off with some kind of a laugh, 'cause that's really all I got.
Hey,
I got to get in a little bit of a better mood to talk about this.
my mama always said, boy, it's better to laugh than to cry.
Oh my god.
It's better to
I
laugh
definitely
than
ain't
to
gonna cry
cry.
over no damn football team, but God almighty, they pissed me off yesterday. Jesus.
Hey, I couldn't even put it into words what I was feeling. Like at this point, I'm just over it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like
Yeah.
any little hope that I may have had from the offense or from the defense, I'm just looking at it from a totality standpoint and just willing to accept we are who we are. And there's nothing that's going to happen that's going to make it any better this season. Like you try to
Talk
get
about it,
what you
Dennis Green.
can. Yeah, you try to get what you can from the players that you do have. But I think
Mhm.
right now, Carolina, the Panthers front office, when it comes to scouting department, general manager, they need to focus, or the focus should be right now from this point going forward, is who do we want here next year, and who do we want to get rid of, and how do we
Mhm.
plug in different players to take those players' place. That's at this
Yeah.
point. That's all you can do. That's all
Mhm.
you can do.
And
I looked this morning, and the current draft position is Carolina has the number 2 pick in the draft. So for all
yeah,
the
but
Carolina
we worse
Panther
than the damn
fans,
Lions.
yeah, for all the Panthers fans out there that's hoping and praying for a quarterback like myself, so
Yeah.
we right there in the running for either Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. I don't want to hear nobody else be talking about Will Levis and hitting the hooker, because just like last year with Malik Willis and Matt Corral and those boys, those ain't first round talents. This year they ain't first round talents. So if it ain't CJ Stroud or Bryce Young, quarterback is not even what I want to talk about in the first round. But
Yeah, we
yeah,
gonna have to pray hard about that one, because if we don't get the number one or the number two pick, then there's always a chance. So I would never. I want Carolina to go out every week and win, but if they're going to be this bad, I really hope that they somehow get that number one or number two pick. You know, I always pray they go out and win every game, no matter what. But if they're gonna
Yeah.
continue to stink it up like this, I hope to God we don't end up being like 4 or 5.
Right.
Because
Right.
I
Yeah.
I guarantee you, I will put money on this. I will put money on anybody who want to make a bet. If Carolina don't get Stroud or Young, they're probably gonna pick Levis from Kentucky.
Okay. I'm done talking about this because you don't
Yeah.
fell off. You don't fell off the damn cliff somewhere.
No, I'm saying I'm going by how the Panthers usually work in the draft. Okay. We all sit here, except for last year. Last year was kind of an anomaly. But we all sit here and we want this person, we want that person. I swear Carolina will pick the exact opposite every single year.
What I would say about Will Levis and
Hold on,
anybody,
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let's get into the game because I don't want you to go off on another tangent about Will Levis. We know you don't like him, and I agree. I
it's
agree.
not
Don't
that I
don't
don't.
get your blood look. Don't get
It's
your
not
blood
that.
pressure up this morning.
Or I got it. I got it. I'm with you. It's not. Cause, but I don't want nobody to think I don't like him. It's not that I don't like him.
Well,
Will Levis to me is not worth the number. He's not worth a top 5 pick in the draft. Period. Point blank. Full stop.
yeah,
He's not
I
worth
agree.
a top 5 pick in the draft. Now, can you get him in the later rounds of the first round? That's a possibility if you draft him that low. But if you talk about top 5 pick, well, we are hoping we are hopefully top 3. Will Levis is not that dude. If you go back and just watch tape of Will Levis, I'd say this is the last thing I'm gonna say on it. If you go back and watch Will Levis looks like Carson Wentz 2.0. All right, I'm done.
I'll agree with that. I will agree with that.
And how is that
I
working out
will.
for anybody? Okay, now I'm done.
Well, I mean, shoot, it worked out great for the damn Eagles because I mean, you know, he led them all the way to the damn near to the promised land. I
No,
mean, I
no
know
hell
Nick
he
Foles.
didn't. No,
Hey,
no
I
hell
look,
he didn't. He played 9, 10 games that year, got hurt. Nick Foles took them the rest of the way.
yeah, but
And
he was looking great. He was looking great till he
and
got hurt.
and he ain't looked great since.
Hey, I'm just talking about that particular year. The young man was balling. Can't
Now,
nobody say he
see,
wasn't until
I
he
was
got
trying to
hurt.
get off on this tangent. I was trying to get off and come back. You keep taking me there. So let's get right
Hey,
into it.
you the one that mentioned Carson Wentz. That's on you, buddy.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get right into it. What did you witness yesterday on the playground?
A beatdown.
Okay.
a
Yeah.
a, a beat down, a straight
Talk
up
about it.
beat down, you know, and it was all of the kids from the class next door who didn't like that one particular kid from the other class.
Yeah.
They all ganged up on him, and that kid who got ganged up on, all his friends sat there and said, "Damn, boy, they whooping his ass."
Even the ones that try to
That
help,
that's
they got their ass whipped too.
hey, the ones that tried to help, they got their ass whooped too. Let me tell you,
Man,
that was
goodness
a playground
gracious.
ass
That
whooping at its finest.
yeah, because I can't even say that they even play football. That
Yeah.
was like some so that was like some bully ball on the playground for real. Like,
Yeah, let me throw a few stats here for you, okay? All right.
okay,
So,
go ahead and
Joe
buy.
Burrow, 22 of 28, 206 yards and a touchdown. And this was all through 3 quarters. He didn't even play most of the third and all of the fourth quarter. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Um Joe Mixon, Joe freaking Mixon had 4 touchdowns in the first half.
Who is a beast, by the way? Let's not get it twisted and act like Joe Mixon ain't that dude. Joe Mixon is a beast, but go ahead.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, he had 3 rushing touchdowns and a receiving touchdown in the first half. Okay. And then, for good measure, he added another rushing touchdown after halftime. Okay. So he ended up with 22 carries, 153 yards, 4 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving, and tacked on 4 receptions for 58 yards. Okay.
And a
You
touchdown.
go over, yeah, you go over to the other side of the ball. All right. And I think we've all been, PJ Walker fans for the most part. We want him
Yes.
to succeed.
Yes,
But
I agree.
this dude, and I still like PJ Walker, but my God, when I say he was 3 of 10 for 9 yards and 2 interceptions in the first half.
Read that again. Did you
Nine,
say 3 or 10 or
3 of
what?
10 for 9 yards and 2 interceptions in the first half. He had a
But
QBR of 2.6. I didn't know it went that damn low.
oh, and a rating of 0.0. He was the first Panther in history to have a 0.0 rating.
It's wild. I mean, and as a team, we had 64 yards rushing, um, a total of 164 yards receiving. But Foreman was a no show. Really
To no
nobody in
to
our,
no
our
fault
backfield was a
to
no
no
show.
to no fault of their own, because when you playing from behind like we were, you have no choice but to try to you have no choice but to abandon the run game and try to lean on the passing game. That's where I feel like we got in trouble with PJ Walker, because he tried to play too much hero ball, trying to force the ball into DJ Moore instead of just
Mhm.
deacon and dunk, taking what the defense gave him. He still could have been successful passing the ball, but he got into too much of forcing the ball in the windows that wouldn't even open. Like he was just out there
Yeah,
breaking glass.
but the running game didn't show up at all. I
No, I
mean,
get it.
I get no, I get what you're saying. When you get down by that much, you have no choice but to ban the run game. But my thing is, the run game didn't show up at all. Period. It wasn't the case where the run game was working, and then we got down, so we had to start throwing the ball. The run game didn't really show up at all. I mean,
No, I agree. Go
our
ahead.
first oh God, our first down, I think, came in the second quarter, and it was
Second or
because of a
third.
penalty. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
second
a
or third.
second. It was a second, and it was because of a penalty. That was how we got our first down. We were 3 and out the entire first half, just about until that call. They got us that first down.
Well,
But
just to go
that's what I'm
back,
saying. I mean, I know we were down big then, but like
right,
past couple games, at least they were starting off drives. They were running 5, 6 yards, okay, and first down. You get another
right.
2, 3 on second down. So you end up third and short. You might run for another first down. You throw a short pass, get a first down, and then they were building off of that. But
Right.
it was a big brick wall that had the Cincinnati Bengal logo on it, and they were like, "Thou shalt not pass." I'm telling you, it was a mess.
Yeah, it wasn't it was a little bit of the running game couldn't get going, didn't get going, the first couple drives, but it was also playing from behind, because after the first two drives, we were down 14 nothing. We had three and out the first drive, we were three and out the
Hmm.
second drive. By the time the third drive started, we was already down 14 nothing. Like Cincinnati had already established their game plan and had their foot on our neck on the playground, and wouldn't even let us get on
Hmm.
the slide. You know what I'm saying? Like we couldn't even get on the slide board. They done took all the damn swing sets away, and you can't get on the slide board. Like they were just playing bully ball for real. And that's why I say at that point in time, you had no choice but to get away from the running game. For one, it wasn't working for us. And then two,
Hmm.
we're behind 14 nothing already in the first quarter. And then it was just a snowball effect. It just went downhill from there. So
Hmm.
yeah, it was
And
it's
yeah, and I know PJ Walker played bad, and can't nobody say anything different, including me. But I can't sit here and act like that defense didn't look like a big block of Swiss cheese.
y- I'm just trying to have a woosah moment here, because you say you know you my cousin, you love me, so I'm trying to keep my blood pressure from going up. But yeah, you are who you are in this world.
Man.
That's one of my favorite sayings. It's always held true throughout life. You are who you are. Now, regardless of what kind of hope or how opportunistic you want to be, that's all well and good. But when a team shows you who they are, then you have to believe them. No matter how big of a fan you are, no matter how much success you want your team to have, our defense as a whole, not just, three or four players here and there, but
Mhm.
as a whole, our defense is not good. And our defense, and I didn't think I was gonna say this at this time of the year, but our defense needs a major overhaul, like our offensive line needed a major overhaul this offseason. Besides
Mhm.
four players, besides Derek Brown, Brian Burns, J.C. Horn, Jeremy Chin, and Xavier Woods. Those five right there, 5 out of 11. There are 5 out of 11 that I say that you can build a defense around for the future. Everybody else, I can care less. The whole linebacking core need to go. The
Yeah,
two
I
of
would
the
agree on that
corners,
one.
two of the corners need to go. We need better talent on the defensive side, on the defensive line. We need to get Brian Burns and Derek Brown some help on that defensive front. Like, we
Mhm.
really need a major overhaul. As far as the offense, now we get one of the top quarterbacks in the draft. I'm talking about Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, and you get another tight end to throw into that mix. Besides
Mhm.
one or two players on offense, you don't really need to do a whole lot on offense. You got a number one receiver in DJ Moore. Terrence Marshall is showing you his worth as being a number two receiver. You still got LaVisca Chenault, as a three.
Mhm.
Shy Smith as
Shy
a
Smith.
four. You know, you got some pieces there as far as receivers that you can work with, but a quarterback and a tight end, you already got the number four pass blocking offensive line in the league. Like, our offensive line, which was our weak spot the past 2 years, is actually the strongest part of the team right now.
Look, our only bright spot this whole
Our
damn season,
only
just
our
about.
only damn bright spot, right? So, but that
Mhm.
defense, that defense to me, and I said this last year. I think I forgot who I was speaking to. I said that this defense that Matt Rule is trying to be, he's trying to rely too much on speed. He's giving up size for speed. And I'm like, this is
Mhm.
not NCAA. This is the NFL.
No,
You can
you
have
right.
all the speed in the world. If you don't have technique, if you don't have some dogs, if you don't have the size to go with that speed, because that's how the league has matured and has evolved over time. The defensive ends, the defensive tackles, everybody's getting bigger, stronger, and faster. You trying to get smaller and faster. That
And
shit
I,
don't
I was
even
gonna
out.
say, I was gonna say that too because I don't mind speed. Because look at Devin White down in Tampa.
Yeah.
You know, that joker big, but he fast. But you know what the thing that's missing with Carolina's defense? A lot of them guys are big, a lot of them guys are fast. But you know what they can't do to save their necks? They can't freaking tackle.
Nope.
They
But
cannot tackle. I'm tired of seeing shoulders thrown into players' thighs, and you know that whole you run to somebody and just my thing is man up, square up, and attempt to make a tackle. If you get
Brandon,
ran over, you get ran the hell over. But
right.
stop this. Oh, I'm a throw an arm at them. I'm gonna throw a shoulder at them. I'm gonna try and cut their feet. Like, come
Listen.
on.
We had no effort, no energy, poor execution, poor tackling, no disciplined football from the defense.
Mm-mm.
That's just what it is. And they
Mm-hmm.
get your hopes up high because they'll give you 1 or 2 weeks, and and you feel like they have turned the corner, they have learned from their mistakes, they are getting things corrected, and then for some reason they resort back to what they've been. The only bright spot, one of the bright spots yesterday for me was when Brandon Smith got into the game. Now I know it wasn't until the fourth quarter, but he showed me something, even though he didn't make the tackle. He showed me something that I have been hoping to see from the linebackers, like what you would want to see from a true linebacker, especially in the middle. Play downhill. Like our linebackers, like they scared as hell to play downhill. Like Luke Kuechly
Mhm.
was a downhill attacking linebacker. Thomas Davis was a downhill attacking linebacker. If it was a run play, they know how to fill the gap. No, Shaq Thompson and Damian Wilson and Frankie Louvu, they wait until these linemen pull or block up until they get to the second level to want to engage with them. Well, by that time it's too damn late. It's
Mhm.
too late. Man, plug the lanes. Play downhill. You want to throw your shoulder to somebody, hit that damn defensive lineman that's about to come at you full steam. Stop him in his tracks. Make that back, reroute. Make him go a different direction. We don't have no downhill linebackers, and it's killing me. It's killing me to watch it every week.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing that sucks the most to me is the fact that the defense actually was our strong suit for like 4 or 5 games because they played well enough for Carolina to win. And
Yeah,
it's this team is the epitome of when one unit shows up, the other does not. They put it together one game this season against Tampa Bay.
yeah,
And I won't say that for the Saints game because I still think that we were extremely lucky with that one long play.
right,
And we had a defensive touchdown, and then we had that one long touchdown with Chenault.
right,
But
right.
they put it together for that one game, like a total game, offense, defense, special teams, everybody against Tampa Bay. And now since then, now all of a sudden it's going to be okay. Well, the offense showed up against Atlanta, the defense was in the locker room. Okay, then today it was like they sent out they body doubles or it was like you ever seen Westworld on HBO? You know
Yeah,
where they got the robots that was in the Wild West theme park.
yeah, yeah.
They sent them out dressed as them and they was in the locker room. I mean, that's everybody. Look, except for the damn offensive line. The offensive line came out and actually played.
Yes, it did.
You
And
know,
the only other
but
bright spot. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I was just gonna say it was just a total turd from everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
everything. When I mean, and even Pinero. I mean, he almost shanked the damn extra point one time on that first touchdown. I was looking
Yes,
like,
he
don't
did.
you do it,
Yes, he
don't you do
did.
it. And
Yeah.
I promise you, he was about a good 6 inches from missing that one.
Yep. Yep.
So it was a total team dud, total
The
team,
only
everybody.
the only bright spot that came into the game that I saw just a little bit was when Baker came in there in the second half and they led the offense down the field, completing 14 or 20 passes for 155 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks and no sacks. To me, he looked more calm and more steady in the pocket than ever before. He still needs to stop patting the ball. He still needs to stop sitting back there and burping the baby. Um, and I also believe he goes through his reads too quick sometimes. Like I think I don't know if it's part of being uncomfortable that he has to get comfortable with, but I just think like he goes through his progressions, but he goes through them so quickly that he may he may not be allowing a route to develop. You know what I'm saying? Like he may go through his first read so quick that that number one receiver, whoever the first read on that play is, he haven't even gotten into his route. So now he's looking for number two. Then he's looking for number three. By the time the route has developed, he's probably already at progression number three. That makes sense.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So I just I want his progression to match his calmness in the pocket. Meaning just take your time, sit back in the pocket, be calm, and then go through your reads. Not to be impatiently going through your reads. That's all. But
Yeah.
he came into the game and he moved the offense down the field. Now, mind you, was against backups for most of the time, but and I recognize that. But what I was looking for was I wanted to see how calm he was going to look in the pocket, and for the most part, and he looked more calm in the pocket than usual.
Hey, at that point, we was down 35 to damn nothing. I mean, shit. Something was better than nothing. Man, let me tell you, I wouldn't have cared if they'd have put Jacob Eason in the game. I mean, I don't know if he was dressed for the game, but if he
Yeah,
was there, if he'd have came in and drove down the field. It was just like something.
right,
But now, my whole thing now, I'm wondering because last week Wilkes would not commit to PJ Walker being the starting quarterback for the rest of the season. And I'm like, well, not that he knew this was going to happen or expected this to happen or them to look like this the way they did in this game. But
right,
I'm just like, oh, okay, all right, cool. You made the right choice. Because
right,
I mean,
right.
I'm not trying to knock PJ Walker at all,
No, I get
but
it.
he hey, just like Dennis Green said, you are who we thought you were.
Yeah,
When
pretty
it comes
much.
to, and I really hate to say this because I like PJ Walker, but
No, damn
I
that.
mean
Say it.
no, I'm just saying he looked like straight garbage juice yesterday
Yes, he
because he
did.
had he had time.
Yes, he did.
There was that one snap where now he did his best circle button on Madden. He did the
Oh
spin
yeah,
move,
yeah,
and
yeah.
got out the pocket. He got out the pocket, and this this really made me throw something at TV yesterday. He got out of the pocket, threw the ball to Tommy Tremble. I mean,
Right.
when I say
There.
right through his hands, he didn't. All he had to do was pick his hands up. The ball was literally dead center on his body. He threw it right, above his head, and the ball
Yeah,
just went straight through his hands. And I was just like, okay, yeah, this is not gonna get any better today.
yeah, yeah,
But I mean, he kept forcing the ball. They trying to get to DJ Moore, which I appreciate. But like we was talking about before we started doing this, he forcing the ball to DJ Moore in double coverage.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then the other play to Trimble, I guarantee you, I counted four Bengals players around Trimble, and he threw it anyway.
yeah, yeah.
So
You are who you are in this world. That's
man, let me
all I can
tell you,
say. That's all I can say. Like I, I'm one of the people that felt like for the past 2 3 weeks, PJ was doing exactly what we needed PJ to do, and I was of the
yeah,
mindset that I hope that he built off that last series from the preseason when he played against Buffalo, and he realized at that time this might be the last time I play quarterback in the National Football League. And then the injuries happened, and then the guards looked upon them, and then he found himself still on the team. I thought
hmm
that you would take all that and learn from it and build from that, but that's not what happened. And because I said this a couple weeks ago, Steve Wilkes is probably not going to let him get not. Steve Wilkes is probably not going to let him get too comfortable back there because he don't want him to resort back to his old ways. Remember I said that a couple weeks ago, or was last week?
hmm
I was
Yeah.
like, he doesn't want to see him resort back to his old habits. And that's what he did yesterday.
Yeah, but damn, but one game? Shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you,
Yep.
man. But
Yep.
yeah, but that's yeah, that's about all I got to say. A bad game overall for the Panthers. Just a bad game all around.
Well, I ain't
You
got
know,
enough to say. Let's
only
go and get out of here.
yeah. Hold on. I gotta give shout out to the old line. You
Oh
know,
yeah, no doubt.
I will say our only bright spot to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm done.
And my nickname for the offensive line, if anybody out there listening and they can get this to Nicky Bozeman or anybody on the offensive line, my name for the offensive line is the Bradley Bozeman and the surround sound. How you like that? Yeah.
I still like that one. That's pretty good.
Well, that would do it for us this week. Our next opponent is the Atlanta Falcons Thursday night at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. Kickoff is at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, Panthers fans, keep pounding.